welcome back to the next video, the second video for Leave Me Alone. I'm busy farming. I am at Nonno Hughes' house. This is the brains behind the operation, the one that inspired himself and myself into getting into this, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his setup, what got him into it, and the future expansions for his house. Without any further ado, there he is, the man himself.
Welcome to Leave Me Alone. I'm busy farming. So a little over 6 years ago, my wife and I both were diagnosed with cancer. We both beat it. And that's what started us on this journey of growing organic vegetables. And now we're furthering that journey with incorporating fruits and edible flowers, plants. So my companion here, Primo, he was thick and thin through all of our chemo, so he had to be part of the introduction. He never left my side. To this day he still doesn't. So anyway, he's a big inspiration for part of what we do. So we're going to take you through what got us into the journey, what I did to initially start. I'll do a few shout outs to some of the people that inspired me over the few years with YouTube. And from there we'll talk about where I'm at and where we're going in the future. Okay, so we talked about where we started. So pretty much in my screen enclosure is where I started growing hydroponically. And we'll show a couple of photos of what that looked like. Immediately I was hooked. I started ordering supplies to build a greenhouse. Stacy, my wife, thought I was crazy. Things were showing up every day at the front door. She had no clue what she was in store for. Part of this healthy lifestyle, eating organic, cooking your own food, is this latest project, my Italian wood-fired pizza oven, which yesterday we had a feast out here. So, first off, while I was getting my chemo, wasn't a whole lot I was able to do. It was on a feeding tube, so there was a lot of YouTube watching back in the day. Brock Hughes originally started out, I believe, as Mean Shoes. I forget what his current YouTube channel is. We'll put a link to it down below, as everyone says, down below. And Bobby at Mobile Home Park, no, MHP, yeah, Mobile Home Park Gardening. He's another great inspiration as to how to start out. Very informative. And the latest now is Pete from Green Dreams. Gerald and I, Gerald my son, we just had a visit with Pete. He's definitely inspired the two of us to get into a food forest. So that's where we're going to go from here. Future videos, we'll do some cooking. I'll show you how to start seeds and whatever else that you all might want to see. Just let us know in the comments below. So let's take a walk out to the greenhouse. So welcome to the greenhouse that I built, I guess 6 years ago, right after cancer. We'll say about 3 months out is when I started building it. This is all built by hand. That's a chain link post and rail that I bought a special bender from Johnny Seeds, and a lot of the brackets to mount all of the braces. And it's greenhouse plastic. I just changed the plastic about 3-4 weeks ago. So it's rated for 4 years. I got almost 6. So recently, well not recently, about a year ago, I've added a raised garden bed in here. I've got some grow bags. Currently I've got basil in there. I've got 2 pineapple plants that I'm going to root in the 1-gallon bags. So what's nice about the grow bags is it air prunes the roots, so it really establishes a nice root system. And from there I'll put them outside in the ground. I have some thyme growing here, which, boy, I don't know, I'm a fan of thyme. It's got a lemony smell to it. It tastes amazing. My grandson Giovanni, he'll eat this and rosemary like it's going out of style. My granddaughter Kendra will take a Swiss chard leaf bigger than her head and she'll eat it right up. And my other grandson Landon, he recently had some time out here and he also was eating a lot of the leafy greens. So in the raised garden bed currently I have a lot of basil. This is amazing. You gotta smell this. It's so fragrant. It's great with the Neapolitan style pizza and in our sauces for our pasta dishes. I have some pepper plants. Again, there'll be a lot more growing here in the fall month. I have 4 garden grow towers. They're hydroponic systems. So my journey started out hydroponic growing. Now I'm a fusion of hydroponic, earth boxes, and raised garden beds. So these have a 20-gallon reservoir. There's a pump. You add your grow solution, which is 3 components, and it basically pumps the water up top, and then it gravity feeds down where each slot has a plant growing. I've grown everything from tomato plants, cucumbers, all kinds of leafy greens. Excellent setup. A little expensive. I have some earth box systems here where the bottom has a reservoir that fills up and then it wicks up. Another great system. Recently I picked up 4 Birdies raised garden beds. First time using them. I'm just starting to fill them up with soil. I have 2 of the lower height raised beds here, and then I have 2 that are almost twice as high that'll go outside. So again, future videos I'll show you how to set them up, what we're using for soil, and eventually I'll hook up a drip irrigation system. So that's pretty much what I have here in the greenhouse. You'll see down the road this will be loaded up. You won't see much of the plastic with everything growing that's lined vertically. I have a support wire up here with these rollers that'll hold up a lot of the plants. You can see I do it with my basil plants. I haven't been out here in a while, but these need to be clipped on here. So there's a clip that I use right here. You get them online, and basically that hooks in to the twine, and then you grab it around one of the stems, and that'll hold your plant, keep it from falling over. So I can get a lot more height where this might fall over if I didn't do that. So anyway, let's take a look outside at some stuff we just picked up from Pete over at Green Dreams Farm. Okay, so I thought before we head over to see the new plants I picked up, I'll just walk you around the outside of the greenhouse, a few things I've got growing. So must have a tumbler for your compost. I'm also going to build a compost bin. We'll post a video for that when we're doing it so you all can see how to build it. Okay, so I've got a habanero plant here. A little too hot for me, so I grow them for my neighbor David next door. He loves them, so I love to grow and share. So we've got a couple of peppers going on right now. They take a while to turn, but again, very hardy plant. These things will last through the winter. I have some flowers growing here, so when they're in the greenhouse, I have a vibrating toothbrush that I use to hand pollinate. But you can see we've got a lot of new growth starting here. Over here, I've got a blueberry bush that hasn't done well. Here's another favorite herb right here. This is Greek oregano. Again, amazing. It was on our pizza that we made yesterday, the Neapolitan style pizza. Lots of this was on there. Got to grow this. As it gets big, you trim it back and it'll come back really nice. I have more basil. This is a little neglected, but plenty of basil for all of our cooking. And there's nothing better than tearing it fresh and using it immediately. Way better than the store. This was my first journey into bringing some pollinators into my garden. So marigolds, these have done really well. I bought a few in South Florida and they seem to be doing well. I've got some spearmint that's taking over here. Again, another great smelling plant. We've made spearmint tea with this with a little bit of wild local honey. Love it. Grandkids love this too. They chomp on it all the time. This is what's left of my eggplant. I had a caterpillar that basically cleaned all the leaves off, but it's coming back and we've got some new growth right here. So once they flower up, they should turn into a fruit. And these are remnants of my tomato plants. Again, I need to clean all this out, but you can see how high they were. They went all the way up here. That's probably close to 8 feet or more. So these are all in earth boxes and the grow bags. So one last plant over here. And I have some of this in the greenhouse. These are sweet pepper plants. And they're really vibrant color. I have orange, red, green. Then we got some new flowers here. Well, we harvested one earlier today. It'll go in our salad. So anyway, let's go take a look at the new stuff. All right, follow me. We'll take a walk over this way. This is going to be a lot of where I'm growing, so I extended my fence. Oh, just the other day, had a great day with Gerald, his wife Laura, and my wife Stacy. We went over to Tractor Supply and picked up some cattle wire, or cattle fence, right around 20 bucks. This is going to make a trellis over my two, or not over, between my two birdies raised garden beds that'll be outside. So again, future video. Let's head on over to this corner here, and as we're heading there, I've picked up some pallets. I'm going to turn those into my compost bin at a later date. So slowly accumulating. I have more outside the fence. All right, so Florida Green Dreams. Pete, this is a pagoda. This is a pretty flower, got it for Stacy. This is a katuk. This is an edible leaf. There's no new growth, so I'm not going to eat one, but I could saute these down. So we do a lot of sauteed greens, Swiss chard, and kale that I grow. So I would say this is similar to a spinach type leaf, a little more tender. And it tastes like peas. It's excellent. Back here I have a plum tree. So my granddaughter Kendra loves plums, so we got that for Kendra. Over here is the avocado. It's lila. We have avocado plant. Here's some of what I'm really excited about are the spinach. A sasso or siso spinach. These are perennials, I believe, and longevity spinach. So again, both of these, you pick the leaves, saute. This is a cranberry hibiscus, again, edible leaves. Here's a Thai dwarf mulberry. So we'll see how that grows. Sounds really interesting. This is a red Turkish cup hibiscus.
Turk's cap.
Turkish cap, excuse me. And it has a red flower. I had the opportunity to sample one over at Pete's farm. Excellent. Back in the corner here, two more. I have a, it's a tropic snow white peach tree. Love peaches. And here is the star fruit. So I have several on there. We'll get this planted. Pete says that this does not like wind at all, so I have to find a place for this. And also the dappled sun light. So that's yeah. Leave me alone. I'm busy farming.
All right, that was it. Tour of the originator of getting out, doing some green, healthy living, Nonno Hughes property. Got a little taste of things to come. That greenhouse, let me tell you, you can't walk through it when he's got the full crops going. Until next time, though, we'll see you around.